Good evening. This is the Rutland Town Planning Commission. It's Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. Welcome, everyone. And let's start the meeting with a pledge of allegiance. How are you? Lead us. I pledge allegiance
to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, approval of the agenda. A motion to approve it.
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion. All those in favor? Say
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, I think we can skip over public comment. We've got a couple people here, but they're for the first item in new business. So we'll go down to the Hubbard subdivision proposal here. Well, Bill, do you need them to come closer to the microphone?
If they're just talk well enough, we'll hear them. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, those are the microphones, and I guess they're pretty powerful.
Very good.
So do you both want to tell us what this project is, or is there a designee?
It's gonna be a home for my son, Theodore.
And you're Theodore?
Theo, hi.
Theo.
He's just trying to cut me 2 acres out of the farm next to his house. Thought I might make a good neighbor.
He should know.
He should.
Okay, so we've got the preliminary plat here in front of us. Anything else you wanted to say just as an introduction before we go down?
For having us this evening. We appreciate your time, and
Okay, yeah, I'm glad we're able to come together and talk about this.
I'm new to this. I've never done one before. He's done a few, so it's an interesting process for me to be a part of.
Oh, no, undoubtedly. Okay, so we've got an application for subdivision, and this would be a minor subdivision. Just one lot and no new streets or roads or utilities, municipal, yeah. Okay, so we'll go down our list. Does the plat have boundaries and area of contiguous property of owner? We're supposed to answer that. We're supposed to answer that. That looks like a yes.
Yes.
Okay, boundaries and area of property subdivided. It's the lot 1A.
1A, is that what's gonna be the chunk?
Okay. It's not that you can't talk.
I don't know when I'm supposed to say yes. I have a copy of the plans on my phone. It'd be all right to look at it. On my
Sure.
phone, so I can
Yeah,
Remember you
absolutely.
guys.
We could probably give a
Yes.
copy, a hard copy
Hey,
too, right?
Yeah, come on up
I
here.
don't
We
think
we
we
got a
need-
spare here
Yeah.
too.
Peterson, real quick. This is my old hockey coach. I don't think they'll mind.
Subdivision lines. Okay. Name and address of professional preparer.
Yep.
Yeah. Numerical and graphic scale plan, date and north arrow.
Yeah.
Here's another.
The scale, yeah.
See it? Existing features and facilities, including roads, public utilities, and utility easements, wooded areas, structures, watercourses, ledge, wet areas, excessively steep slopes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Proposed improvements, including roads, utilities, and utility easements, rights of way and structures.
I just have a question. I see there's a CL drive. That's that second line up shows the
CL
drive that
Drive.
goes up. What what is that, Ted?
Hubbard Lane Place?
The 240 degrees or feet and
240
530
feet, then it goes 530 feet.
That's one of our neighbors' properties.
But is that a drive that comes up to
There's an old caboose out there in the woods. That's what we've always called it. But if you're coming from the south, it's a right-hand turn just before the
You know which one we're talking about, Theo, the one right across from the farm that says CL Drive, see that?
yeah.
That's the one we're asking about.
Oh, that's before hers.
where's Hubbard Lane Place? Is that
Oh, that's what that is. That's what that is.
what that is?
Yeah.
That's what that meant to be?
Yeah, that's our driveway.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And that will be extended? What's
Oh,
your,
yes, yes, it will
what's
be.
your access from
Yes,
1A?
access to this is 2 acres, yes.
Okay. Location map. On here,
Um,
usually that's a little inset of a mini map of where this is in town.
To be added.
Be added.
It's a little, yeah, it's just a small kind of a bigger picture of everything, kind of in that area.
We had that last time.
Yeah,
That wasn't good.
we had another set of plans that wasn't as detailed on this. We brought, I think in like May. And then we redesigned these ones for us.
Right.
He can just add it probably real easy, right up in the corner or something,
Yeah.
that little inset.
Okay.
Especially if it's already done.
Yeah, especially if it's already done.
I don't know. Bill, did I leave all my other copies with you or?
The only other thing we had were the pictures, like the Google map pictures you had drawn on. We didn't have any other plans.
Okay. I might have that on my
But
phone.
what do that mean? Like when was it approval for the Mylar? That would have to be on the Mylar.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah,
for the
you don't- you don't-
final.
You don't have to get these redone to do it, but
It needs to be on the Mylar.
and probably the proposed driveway route
Yeah.
should be on there.
So when that driveway goes up and it hits the corner of Timmy's property,
Yes.
then the way it goes down and takes a right-hand turn, is that Theo's new driveway?
That's a left-hand turn, yeah.
And then that goes up and then ends up at Theo's new house.
Yeah, and then it goes right at, yeah.
I think it's right there, although it might want to say proposed driveway or something,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, I
Or
think,
does it already exist?
It's been there.
Oh.
It's no sugar road.
Yeah.
We just kind of
Oh,
spruced it up a little.
I think what should be shown on there is for Hubbard Lane Place, just two extra, I don't know how wide that is. Whether it's
Like 20 feet wide.
Yeah, but it would be good to have the dash lines up so we can see that it is a drive and label it Hubbard Lane Place because that is the name of that
Yes,
street.
yes.
So you have to put 2 more lines in. This is the center line and then just put 2.
Make it a little wider than that little couple dots I did, like they have it.
Yeah, but, if it's 20 feet wide, they should draw a 20-foot wide strip coming up. So and label it Hubbard Lane Place. So that's a key location.
Isn't that, it's been on things we've done before, I think.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I think you must already have that on some other maps. That
we've seen,
I do on my map of my
Yeah.
place.
Okay.
I've seen it before,
Yeah.
so maybe he could just add it in here.
yeah, along with the location map.
Right,
Yep.
right. Again, for the final plat, the Mylar.
Yep.
Okay, so form number 2, we have a minor subdivision here. You asked for a couple of waivers here. The identifying title of subdivision, which I guess we could waive. Because there is
right. it's
What
just
was that
one.
again?
the identifying title of subdivision.
Yeah, I don't think that's applicable.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the name of municipality should be in there.
Should is.
They're already on there anyway, though, aren't they, in the lower right corner? Both
Yeah.
those things are.
Fall River
Proposed.
Well, yeah, well,
Right, just throw it in there.
Are those there?
That's
then,
right.
Adam?
Yeah, aren't they, Barbara? And
Yeah.
Everybody?
Okay.
So they should just, that should just be a yes and,
right, and not a waiver.
right.
Name and address of owner of record and subdivider.
Well,
That's on
that's-
the
That
application,
should be on the application,
Yeah.
yeah.
and that would be,
Me, Theodore Hubbard.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like, that's 190 acres that's left, is that year?
name of professional credentials of plat designer. Okay. Boundaries and area of contiguous total land owned by the owner and of land within the proposed subdivision made and certified by a licensed land surveyor tied into existing reference point. We've got that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so nothing, date, true north point and scale. Yep. Identification of the zoning district applicable to the area to be subdivided. So I think we should make that a waiver.
Yep.
Okay. Proposed subdivision lot lines with bearings and distances.
You're saying with bearings and distance, are we talking about the lot he's acquiring now? Lot 1A?
Proposed subdivision lot lines. Yeah,
Yeah, the lot lines, but you said and bearings, the bearings are not on that lot. If the what he's getting is lot 1A, which is plus or minus 2 acres,
Just 2 acres.
just 2 acres, but it's got the distances, but it does not have the bearings. I think it needs the bearings, but with those distances. Read that statement again.
proposed subdivision lot lines with bearings and distances.
Bearings are missing.
Pretty easy thing for the surveyor.
I'm sure they got them. The surveyor's got them.
They would have had to have to do it.
Yeah, he's gotta go and do a couple of other things. He could easily put those in for you.
Put the Barons into.
Sure. Yep, for that lot, yep.
Okay, streets, highways, easements and sidewalks and alleys, including names and widths. Although most of that is not applicable, and I think it's still a yes.
Yeah,
Buildings existing and proposed. So that we don't have.
Need the buildings, subdivision plan, but we don't. Or do we or don't we show the buildings? I'm thinking that we don't.
No,
I know we've seen some
and
surveys with the outline
sometimes
of
we have
of
them,
the
but
structure.
sometimes we don't.
At the most would be a proposed, where the building would be on the lot that he's getting or something. Like, where's the the septic and thing, everything gonna be on that lot or
Yes, it is.
it's all gonna fit on that lot?
Yes, on 2 acres.
In the
yes.
water too, he's got his
Yeah, the
own,
water's gonna fit there too, yes.
So that's the next couple down, these criteria.
And the last one you had in, didn't that had the house and everything drawn on it? Was that a nice big garage attached to it, if I remember right?
No, That
Yeah.
plan's changed.
Okay.
Hopefully here.
he's changed.
I guess I could bring more copies of that previous.
You have one with you?
Thought I-
Yeah,
I
it
left
all
them
has
here,
to end
yeah.
up on the Mylar.
that wide and they want that.
Of course, in this scale, the house is gonna hardly be seen.
Right,
True.
right.
I don't know if it's,
I do
But-
have on my phone, I've got a picture of the other one. I guess I should have printed out too, that it shows where the septic system is in conjunction to the house and like the benchmarks and the proposed well and the boundaries between mine and his other 2 subdivided acres.
It's probably a separate map that he used for the state to get the state permit and everything with the.
So he should be able, to merge those pretty easy, I
Right.
would think.
That's what Matthew
I don't
Barry
think
first said.
anything's easy for him. Be my 3rd attempt at this. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder.
So, yeah, if you could put in the proposed building, the water courses, I think we waive that.
Well,
Pardon?
there's the
Water
stream
courses.
there. It's like
It
the
shows a
back.
stream anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
wetlands there.
But then we get into the utility easements, if there are any. And then the sewer main connections to municipal or on-site private sewage disposal facilities.
Site septic.
Yeah. So we'll need that.
The utility is underground,
Yeah, but the septic.
The septic,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. And Bill will have all of this written down for you. Water mains and connections to municipal or community water systems or on-site community or private water supplies and lines, including sizes and elevations existing and proposed, so sewer and water.
We're drilling a well,
Okay. So an approximate location of that,
okay, on the 2 acres.
yeah.
That's all on this other map.
Drainage systems with culverts, I'm not sure applicable. We'll waive that. Parks and other open spaces, existing and proposed. Other essential features, it's almost always a waiver. The location of all trees on site.
You
Waiver.
always
Waive
waive
that, waive it.
We got a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Just made it put in.
That's what everybody says. All information specified in provision 9 through 18, 9 being the streets and widths, up to what we just talked about, the location of the trees. With respect to adjacent land of owner and with respect to adjacent land of others to a distance of 100 feet.
Those are all there, aren't they?
Yeah.
So 100 feet around the lot, we're seeing all of that.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
Contour lines based on accurate ground surveys or combination of ground aerial surveys at intervals of 5 feet of existing grades.
We waive
We
that
don't want- we don't-
usually.
Don't want that.
Typical cross sections and profile of proposed grading streets, highways, and sidewalks. Waive that. If a private sewage disposal is required, it shall comply with 10 VSA 1973. Is that going to be applicable? Is that in the permit or?
Septic system?
Yeah,
Yes,
He probably has a separate drawing of that, Ted,
yes, we
for
do.
for this.
When the first time we came here, the first maps, we had that. I don't know where the maps went. We didn't bring our copies. I thought we were good on this.
Those are what the state would get, because the state has to approve it.
Right.
Right.
before they give you a permit,
Yes.
they would have to see that.
Yes.
We're almost done. Preliminary designs of any bridges or culverts which may be required. Say waiver not applicable.
There's no culverts there, there's no bridges there.
All parcels of land proposed to be dedicated to public use and the condition of such dedication. Okay, waive that. This always gets me, this number 25, requested waivers, variances, and the reasons therefore. Are you requesting any other waivers?
No.
Okay. Good.
Alright.
Yeah,
Quickly, when we talk about Hubbard Lane Place, the road that goes out 630 feet and then 498 feet, is that gonna be a continuation of Hubbard Lane Place? Is that what, way you're gonna
Yes.
treat it?
Yes.
Okay, so you show that as a roadway going.
Yeah, we're not gonna give that new driveway has another name. We
No,
just-
no,
Same name all the way up through there.
sure.
okay. So we meet again, so we need to do a final hearing. And cross off a couple more things off a list. And we meet again in 3 weeks. Or we can put you on the agenda then, or if you think you need more time to get those, the plat doesn't have to be ready. But we need an assurance that those things are in the works to be put on the plat.
Tim, he should have had this, our permit sent to the state by now anyways. Cause he's doing all the work on that. From action and surveying,
Yeah,
he should have that permit in motion at the state by now.
right.
We did the subdivision in 2018 and then COVID and everything else happened between now and then. And I had an opportunity to build and he had to resubmit my septic permit to the state, but I guess I'm rather confused on what else we need.
Bill's got a couple things, widen the
There's-
driveway.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, there's, so the bearings of yours. I wrote it on here if you want to take it. There's 4 things, I think, if we agree.
okay.
The bearings of Theo's lot
Mm-hmm.
and the Hubbard Lane Place like location, which I think Tim would have on another map, because I know we've seen it on some of your other maps before. And then the well location on Theo's lot,
Right.
approximate, and the approximate septic location on Theo's lot.
And one more, the location map, the little.
Location map, yep.
Location map.
How about the location of the dwelling? We want that on there, just the approximate. A lot of times we just show the approximate location of the dwelling.
Yeah,
Right.
approximate location of the dwelling, the best you can.
I'll show you my other map real quick.
Yeah, yep.
Make sure I'm understanding here. Like it's got proposed well,
Yep, that's what,
that's where my septic's going.
exactly what we need on there.
Right,
Um,
on the,
This is like the whole town and then
That's the location map, so he could put that like up here, Theo. You know, it's the bigger
Mhm.
picture,
it's like the one
So if he
that's
just
way
kinda-
zoomed out.
So
Brings
this is
them all
like a whole
together
nother
on-
Thing, this is what I brought here last time and it wasn't enough.
right?
Um,
So that's the problem. See, well, I don't know, Barbara could see or Howard. So the septic shown on there, but if they put it, if it comes on here on that size, it's gonna be like Andy said,
Yeah.
it's almost gonna be hard to see. So,
Just need an inset box
yeah,
so you can run to a different scale.
yeah, so that. could
So a
be-
reasonable scale, we could,
Put that on
or a
there.
separate
Maybe
page.
A line from that to where it goes on the,
It's all stuff that Tim.
No, you could just do the whole lot
He just spends a little.
in a
more
different
time.
scale up here.
Yeah, yeah. You,
Yeah, or, and notate it.
so 6 things on the list, right? Bill, can you think of any reason why, if they're available on the September 12th, that we wouldn't be ready to do a public hearing then? This-
That's 3 weeks, right?
That's 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
you know, if you can't do that, then it could be 3 weeks. We could do 3 weeks after that. It's up to you.
We can be there. I'm living in a camper with my 2 kids right now, trying to build a house. So I can be here as soon as you want me to.
But we gotta have the paperwork, we gotta get Tim. And you need a copy of the state permit. approval for the septic.
Yes.
That's on your list too.
But I think you said, so they don't need to have all of these changes done in 3 weeks, right? They just have to have it in motion.
Some of that stuff may already be in the vault. The state could have already.
And septic's definitely should be.
So, yeah, I mean, if you go and ask the surveyor, you know, or give them the list and they say, wait a minute, I can't do this or that, that's what we need to know from you folks, either at the public hearing or beforehand. But otherwise, if everything is a go with them and they're in the process of doing it, that final plat doesn't need to be done until 90 days after the public hearing, after approval, which could happen at that, most likely happen at that next meeting. So we'll put you down for September 12th.
Yeah, we're gonna try for that. If we can get the surveyor to work with us and get everything into motion again. If not, we'll have to call Bill and postpone to the
Yeah.
one after that.
Yeah.
We'll definitely work for the 12th.
We have to put out a warning 15 days ahead, so you can just let us know 15 days prior,
Oh, okay,
which is next week.
next week.
All right. All he wanted was 2 acres, huh?
I think you could just sell me at the farm at this point, it'd be easier. So, interesting process here. I think I would have thought my surveyor would have been more familiar with the guidelines here.
He should be. He does it all. He's done it all the time. He's done it for years.
Done a couple for Tracy for us. He's done a couple for me before.
Sure.
I don't know what's happened here.
Why he wouldn't include everything.
Right. That list hasn't changed.
Right, and I imagine most towns are probably pretty similar or close
Yeah.
anyways.
True. Okay. Any questions of us?
Oh,
You want this for or probably
Give Dana back his.
Bill has that written too. If you-
What's that?
You want those questions on? there?
Yeah,
That one?
Sure.
Probably have it there. Yep. Should be.
that's it for tonight. You guys?
Yeah, unless you have anything for us.
All right.
Unless we haven't, totally confused you.
Well, close.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can stay and watch. We're gonna stay a little bit here. So the next thing on the agenda is that GMP Hazardous Waste site at 296 Green Hills Road. It looks like it's a renewal of an existing permit. So does our group have anything to say about that?
Kind of just like a regular, it's not like they're doing anything different.
Just
It's kind of a
renewal of it.
notice. Yeah.
And that's in the city. We're just a neighbor, right? Is that right, Bill?
So on to old business. Old business that hasn't happened yet, the Townwide Celebration comes Saturday. So it's going to show you the new slide deck that we'll have playing there at our table. Get this in presenter mode.
From beginning, we don't have a active license on that computer. so
Okay, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So nothing really changed here in the title slide or here. this is the overview of, you know, what the content is here. Kept this the same.
Flood of 73,
Yeah.
I was personally involved with that one.
Did that come through the town?
No, this was in Ludlow, Cavendish, Shrewsbury. I was commander of a dump truck company. We were on duty up in Camp Johnson, or up in the Underhill. And our last day of training, we came down. We had a lot of rain that week. And when I got back to the armory, I got a phone call not to release anybody. That Ludlow, Cavendish had a big flood, so the whole unit held them there, and they brought a helicopter down very first thing in the morning, and I went off in that and going down Route 103. There was no way you could get down there. I mean, that road was washed out in places, and we went. Anyway, we went down to the Ludlow area, and then Mr. Hurley, who was the manager of GE for many years, the GE had a plant in Ludlow, completely underwater, and he wanted to get there. So we went back to the airport, picked him up. He came out in a pouring rain. He was in tears. We brought him down and dropped him off, and then at that point we got a call that there was a girl that was up Route 100. There's a campsite up there, and she was expecting, and had to get her out. So, and we didn't really know where that was. So we were told that there was some sheriffs there, right? When you go into Ludlow, just on the left is a little shopping center. There's a little shopping
Yeah, we're
center.
gonna see a picture
And
of
there's
that.
4 lampposts, tall lampposts out there. Well, the guy with the Huey landed right between those 4 lampposts. We picked up a sheriff, and anyways, went out, got the gal, brought her to the hospital and whatnot. But as we went working on this thing, I mean, we were there for weeks after that. My unit and the engineer company from Burlington, and it was a mess. And when we finally got everything pretty much together, we're going to take a day off to give everybody a break. I went home, and I was out back in my backyard this early evening cooking up something on the grill. And I got a call from Camp Johnson, said, you got to go right back to, they just had a cloud burst, and everything we repaired got washed out, and it did. Mostly everything just got washed out again. So it was a mess, and it was just,
Do you remember how many inches of rain fell?
I don't remember how much rain it was, but we were up in Shrewsbury, a little bit in Wallingford, but Cavendish and Ludlow were underwater, and it was really, really a mess. And as we checked out the area, going up Route 100, the mountain going up to the left side are going up, what we found was beaver pond well up on the mountain that had let go, and that came down, and it looks like it took out another beaver pond. And when it got to Route 100, all that was left was the culverts that were in the road. Everything was gone. The road was gone. That happened in a couple of places, and it's just a lot of water. Anyways, that was
Wow.
my experience with and we were there for over a month.
Okay, well, it's funny that you mentioned Ludlow.
Yeah.
Because I went and searched up some local pictures from like last year's flooding. Was it all last year? Ludlow and Killington?
Ludlow gets it every time there's a flood.
The date is here. So, yeah, it's coming up here. So this slide is the same. And the regional scale floods, if I remember correctly with the presentation, it's those circles and other shapes there. The flood damages occurred, throughout those regions, those polygons. So this is Cuttingsville in 2023. Got these from the Mountain Times, but a lot of them were taken by individuals. So there's that one. There's Okemo in 2023, the road leading up to it. And then there's a Tropical Storm Irene, one lower left. For some pretty good examples of erosion damage. And here's some more. This is Stockbridge last year. This was taken by Brenda Lee. And Ludlow here in 2023. That's pretty close to the area you were talking about, right? That shopping center. And so that's pretty much for the picture show. Then it gets, into the business of why they're so damaging and the effects of that damage. And precipitation patterns, I think we all remember these. The topography is a factor. Here's the ERAF assistance. So we're in that middle circle right now, getting a total of 12.5%. And if we passed, so we've got at the bottom, we've got those plans and NFIP. We're a member of that, and road and bridge standards. So if we go to the next one to the right, the next circle, we would be at the town share would go down to 7.5% with river corridors. And the dollar amounts are based on $1 million of damage, 1 million. Here's a visual description of river corridors and how they relate sometimes and sometimes not to special flood hazard areas. And that the goal of all of this is no adverse impact downstream or in that floodplain if possible. And there's the meandering history of a lot of rivers and streams. And that meandering creates a slower, less erosive path if it has that room to meander instead of just being instead of shooting straight down. A little bit more about the width that's needed. So keeping structures and homes at that width, a little bit beyond the meandering. And the example of risky development, we've got the river there. We've got a plateau. And what has happened over time is like everything has filled in there. And then this, going back in the day, how dynamiting stream beds to keep them straight was the thinking. And then a few graphics about the channel dredging and how that can make a low bank into something that starts eroding. A little bit more there. Mary Beth, chime in anytime if you want to help with this. So there's the water table is higher in the first one. Trying to remember this. So there's more flow across the floodplain. And if there's a lower water table, the water's trapped in the channel. Okay, well, just.
And then it has to do with the force too. So if it can spread out, then it keeps the water slower. But if it's in that deep channel, then it there's a lot more force and it could undercut the road. Kind of see there. So it ties in with the yeah, high erosion piece.
And the yellow little rectangle, is that a structure?
Yeah, I think that's a road.
Yeah.
That
that's right.
road?
What
Oh,
pavement
the
with
yellow
the-
line between,
Yeah.
okay.
So I think that's what that's trying to show is that the road's gonna get undercut and washed out. Even, if it's not allowed to spread out over the floodplain.
Okay.
It's interesting that every time we start having these storms and all this weather, Center Rutland here really gets the brunt of it right here. And between here and Proctor, Jerry, you've been through that thing on a canoe now. Was there enough zigzagging back and forth? 'Cause that river stays where it is.
Yeah.
It's not eroding anything more. So it's because of the zigzagging that's
I guess that's probably because Otter Creek floods all the time, but it never really changes.
doesn't change, no.
So that's kind of illustrates how
Mm.
this is all working.
So we have a flood situation here in Center Rutland, but yet that river between here and Proctor pretty much stays put. It overspills. But,
Yeah, there's a very distinct channel in Center Rutland and there's infrastructure on both sides, but mostly on one side, coming through Center Rutland.
But then you do a river like the Ottaquechee. It gets flooded all the time. It's pretty much, I mean, it does meander some, but it also has some long kind of straight, just slight bends and that goes over all the time. I mean, that has
Yeah.
erosion all the time.
Right.
Now lately with
Well, last
what's
year,
been going, yeah. And what's been going on for the past 15 or 20 years.
Yeah, like
It's
last
got a
year.
big altitude change though.
What's that?
The Ottaquechee has a large altitude change more than Otter Creek does.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. That's
In
true.
in a short
Short
distance.
period of
from
time.
Mendon
Yeah.
down.
But like last year when the fields were flooded between Center Rutland and Proctor, like at the peak of the flood when it was even going over like Route 4 business and like the falls were like pretty much level, like there was no drop. The water just kind of filled that whole area. It's crazy. Just like looking over from the went right up to the bridge and
So, upriver of the falls filled in.
no, like below the falls. Like you went, like that
Pocket Park
overlook
would've
where
been
we went
underwater.
out.
The pocket park. would
It
be-
like filled, yeah, right. It just filled right up to that like overlook area. There's just so much water. Yeah.
When was that?
2023 and that July 11th flood.
Year ago.
I just know because
Yeah.
we checked it out.
Feet under Route 4.
Yeah.
Right. And that was for a couple days too, wasn't it?
Well, Route 4 was only, I think, like half a day, like overnight, basically, and then it settled by the next day because we live up on the hill, but we couldn't get, like Clement Road was closed because that was over top by College of St. Joseph, and then we couldn't get through from Route 4 business either.
Oh,
And then Door Drive was flooded. So we were just like, we never thought we'd have to worry about getting to our house on Kimmel Road.
oh.
But for at least a couple of hours, we were, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah, Route 4, yeah, that was short.
Right.
But the pocket park was probably pretty wet for,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, yeah.
Way of putting it.
Well, and then the businesses down there too, had to clean up and like Harris Reels was flooded and
mm,
yeah.
so some more of these slides with the channel dredging. I don't know what's changed other than they added that photo. Yeah. And then here how they categorize the stability of our rivers. And I think, yeah, 75% of them are in unstable stages of channel evolution. So back here, it goes from the top on down. Oh, floodplain. Okay. And in the pie chart, is a breakdown of all of the different stages. And stage 1 is equilibrium. Which color is that? I guess it's the lime green. Stage 4 is the teeny tiny one. Stage 4. There's two stage 4s. Huh. Maybe some of these, maybe we don't need all of these slides.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So just remembering when I've been there before,
Mhm.
you know, people might hang around for like 5 minutes or so. I think if we
Right.
could narrow it down to like
Maybe
less
10
than.
minutes or less.
Yeah. Because people kind of come in one at a time.
Yeah.
And we could have like a couple slides that really
Right.
convey,
Yeah.
like the picture, maybe, yeah, maybe a picture of the flooding, and then a couple talking about the corridors.
And then the ERAF one, that
Yeah.
was pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure the risky development really works. I mean, I guess it does, but I guess it'll be a matter of timing, whether there's time for that. But most of these are probably good background, right?
Mhm.
And then maybe we could end on the ERAF.
Mhm.
Seems like
So-
there's two you could get rid of. You got the topography map and one with a picture. Why
Yeah,
not just do the one with a picture?
Yeah.
And then that risky thing that you're
Good
just talking
idea.
about, just have one of them.
Right. Yeah.
Speed it up a little.
speed it up. This one being the risky development you're referring to, Jerry.
No, there's one that shows a topography of Vermont, and then right after there's topography with that one, and then with pictures. Just get rid of the topography and just show the one with the pictures. People
Right.
like pictures. I do. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
things like that would be nice.
And keep the pictures in.
And then maybe like one of these erosion.
We got inundation, we got,
Yeah, like one inundation, one erosion.
I couldn't remember, or I couldn't tell, is this Killington or Mendon?
That's Route 4.
Yeah, which town
That's
is it
down.
in?
That's down by toward Sugar and Spice.
You can see the road going to the right up the hill.
Yeah,
That's that road. There was such controversy how steep it was. Remember, you know that road that goes up the hill?
West Hill, you mean?
You know, you go past
Oh.
Sugar and Spice around the corner and there's
where the
that
big rock
driveway that
chute
goes up.
is now,
oh,
it's
Yeah,
just
and
like
there's that
above
driveway.
that.
That's that driveway right there. See on the right?
I
Mhm.
can't tell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Out of range.
So that's Mendon.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're saying Mary Beth maybe choose between some of the erosion?
Yeah. Yep. Like maybe take this one out, or like just put that picture on the next slide.
Yeah,
Like I think it's fine that like those pictures are cool, but maybe just put them, kind of squeeze them all in one slide.
how big's the monitor?
I have,
Oh, it's gonna be this one.
no, Dave is bringing his television from the highway garage for you guys.
Okay. Right,
It'll be big. It'll
it'd be big. They've got a big television in the garage.
It's on this, yeah, 30, they have a 32-inch TV, so they're bringing that.
We won't ask. Great, great. And so we'll have this for the laptop to play it. And we'll have a table. We'll have an awning. We'll have some chairs.
Girl has it all.
We've got a banner with a frame. It's kind of hard to put up. So is anyone able to come on Saturday?
I can come to help set up,
Oh,
but
excellent.
but then I'm gonna have to leave by
Okay.
like what time are we starting?
It starts at 10.
Oh.
Usually people get there about 9 to start setting up.
Okay. Yeah, I just have to leave by like 10:30, so I
Okay.
can help set up.
That would
and-
be great.
Sure.
Because Dana's going to be around, but he's going to be setting up his own rock stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So that'd be great.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, I have to go pick up my wife in Connecticut tomorrow.
Okay.
Weather looks good.
But
Yeah.
Does.
if I'm available, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll give you.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
That sounds good. Yeah, free food. What's on the menu this year? Anything different? So lots of hamburgers and lots of sausage and peppers,
Mhm.
but great salads too. Okay, we can, I'll have that map on an easel as well. I don't think we need, we can answer questions about the housing inventory, but there's not much, just that we want to do a more detailed one. And we can answer questions about the pocket park, just speeding right along the approval process.
Oh, and then Delamont did put out their plan, like the
Mhm.
master plan. So that's what we were waiting on to really
Right.
get into developing the local, like where exactly the trail would be, and they definitely have it going through Rutland. So I was thinking I'll just print out some like little cards with like the link to where people could look at it and maybe like the map or something. But I can
Right.
print those out and bring them Saturday.
Why don't we project the map or have it
Okay.
ready to project on, since we've got a nice big TV?
Sure. Yeah, I can
Wow.
do that, like
Could do both.
send a PDF or
Yes, that's fine. Yep.
okay. Sure.
Great.
Yeah, they have an executive summary. I just emailed out the link to everyone before the meeting if you want to check it out.
So this new map is all of the Belmont Trail?
Yeah, throughout the whole state. So starting at the northern border and then going through and where the Long Trail and Catamount Trail go through the mountains. The
Mhm.
big thing with the Valmont Trails is it goes through towns and cities.
Mhm.
And it's connected to the Hut Association network, so people can stay at huts along the way and then stay in towns. So it's geared towards mountain biking, but also skiing, like backcountry skiing, and then obviously you can hike, and it's multiple use.
So where is it going through Rutland?
So the map shows it's kind of a wide band, so they can leave options open, but basically it goes from Mendon, there's a hut there in the north of Route 4, and it's going to go through Mendon, kind of probably staying north of Route 4. And then we're trying to get it through Northwood Park or 2 there. And then down the sidewalk, and then crossing Route 7, and then down to Pine Hill Park. So it's going to be a mix, like there, probably not as much trail, more like sidewalk through the city, obviously, but and then from Pine Hill Park, it'll go roughly through like West Rutland down to the Slate Valley Trails in the Poultney area, and then through Dorset, and then Manchester, because they're trying to connect where there's mountain bike clubs and groups that are willing to maintain sections of trail, and, shops and everything. So
Cool.
basically, yeah, from like Rochester, Mendon, through Rutland, and then over to Poultney and Manchester.
Are there plans to go farther north?
Yeah, it starts at the border.
Okay.
and goes all the way to the southern border.
Okay. So I thought-
Pine Hill Park, how do you get on this side of it? Where does that might come out?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We're trying to figure it out where it makes sense to go. And I mean, maybe it would end up just following roads. Just if we can't, because it's a lot to work with different landowners and build a new trail. They're trying to use existing trails, but there really aren't any from Mendon to Rutland. But yeah, it'll be interesting, but at least once you get to Pine Hill Park, at least there's a pathway.
Try to get on the Pine Hill Park somewhere on the McKinley side up there or something on the north side or?
That would be ideal. They would try to do that. I mean, a backup plan would be just going on sidewalks through the city,
Because
but
if you gotta follow the sidewalks all the way down, you might as well continue going on the sidewalk versus going up all through Pine Hill Park just to get back out to the sidewalk again. I don't know.
yeah, right. It's, we looked at going from Northwood Park, just staying north and not going down, like going to the park from the north, but there's just a lot of landowners in that area. It'd be difficult, I think, to work with. It's not impossible, but there would have to be landowners in that area that would want to
Now
the
there's
trail go through.
And now North Main Street, there's gonna be a bike path.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's
Right.
Well,
So it makes sense.
It's gonna be a sidewalk. It's gonna be multi-use. It'll be wide enough for bikes.
We are gonna have a shared use path from Post Road to Xfinity, but their lane restriping is gonna put in a bike lane
Mm.
along 7 and 4.
Mm.
On both sides?
One lane each direction.
Mm.
Monday.
Be good if they
so
would
that can
finish
bring it
up.
right through downtown Rutland and
Right?
get on through.
Yeah, so that's probably what we'll end up doing. But we have, so we'll probably end up trying to focus on, sorry, getting from Mendon to Northwood. Or Mendon to, like that'll be one of the big focuses. And then also from Pine Hill Park to West Rutland on the other side. It'd be really nice if we had a path on Route 4 Business, shared use path. But so those are kind of the two areas that we work with Rutland Town. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there'd be some businesses restaurants like Sugar and Spice. that
Right.
Close,
Yeah.
in Rutland Town.
Mm.
Not too many. Maybe they'll have to keep pedaling to West Rutland.
Well, yeah, and it would go through West Rutland too. And yeah, so they're involved too. We haven't started the conversations again. We were a couple years ago talking about it, but then we found out they were doing this master plan. So then we were waiting for that to make sure that it would go through Rutland. Yeah, and it is. So now we can
Good,
pick it back up.
good. That'll be a good addition
Yeah.
on Saturday. Okay, go down to announcements. The Post Road Solar, remember that? Route 7 North. It got its CPG, what it needed to start development, the certificate of public good. But then a neighbor made a request. This is at 432 US Route 7 North, that she still have access to it to walk her dog. So they stopped, and they're going, and that's where it is right now, trying to accommodate that request, even though they had everything they needed. I don't know what happened to that with the southwest corner the archaeological site. I'm still waiting for an answer on that. But apparently everyone was on board with essentially the plans that they have. There's a wetland down there. They were gonna take some trees. I'm not quite sure how many trees they're gonna end up taking there. And this property that wants access, this resident is up on the north end where those few houses are. It's one of those. Any other announcements? Bill, anything going on besides Townwide Celebration and then fireworks later that, yeah. What's the prime attraction for everyone on Saturday?
The weather this year, it's gonna be perfect all day.
Well, the kids were always in the pool anyway, but.
Great.
Okay. Let's go down to the minutes of August 1st.
I can't, I wasn't here. I don't know if that matters if we try to do them. I can't vote.
Barbara and Howard.
I wasn't there either.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But do we have
All
to
right.
shove them until next time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only got three.
And so, when we start up again in September, hopefully with more people up, we'll take a look at the river corridor ordinance and also the sidewalk, the streets and sidewalks ordinance. Take a look at that, see if there are any changes needed there. Okay. Guess it's time to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.